We are here with Chris Sims from NBC Sports. Chris Sims and Baton. First, thanks for joining us for this 4 or 5 minutes to talk about the game, Chris.
Hey, you guys are good dudes, my kind of dudes. I appreciate you both. Really, couldn't have been nice. I understand you know your football, right? So I'm all for it. We're trying to spread the game into Spain a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we know soccer dominates.
Hey, you should speak to Florio.
You're next, Florio.
Do you do technology, Florio? Yeah, I mean, you should talk to those the people who is in charge of NBC, and you should buy the international game so you can come to Madrid.
Oh, I wish. Trust me, I'm going to talk to them because I've never been to Spain, and I would love for a reason to get over there, and then they can pay for it too. So that would be perfect.
It's a great country. A lot of smoky, drinky.
Man,
so
my kind of country.
it could be like your place.
I'll see you there.
Chris, just 3 things about the game. The first. What's the key this Sunday between the Chiefs and the Eagles?
Right. My thing I've been saying is like it's brains versus brawn, right? I kind of look at the Eagles as like really the biggest, most physical, most gifted team physically in all of football. Not to say the Chiefs aren't gifted too, but the Chiefs are a little bit more about like, hey, Mahomes is going to check to this, and they're going to have a crazy formation and move around, and the defense is going to blitz and trick you and do all that. So they're a little bit more like tricks and brains. The Eagles are a little bit more like, this is what we do, screw you, you can't stop us. And that to me is what I find really interesting. And in that, this is to me one of the big things, and one of the reasons the Chiefs beat the Eagles the last Super Bowl when they played. Watch out the camera. Yeah, there we go.
Right.
No worries. But one of the reasons that the Eagles didn't win the last time around, Jalen Hurts has to audible at the line of scrimmage a few times. The Chiefs are going to do some crazy things on defense. He's got to be able to see that and maybe get to a play that the coach has taught him all week about. Like he did in the Washington game, the first play of the game, he audibled, he tossed the ball to Saquon Barkley. It was a touchdown. They're going to need him to save the offense. Camera. Yep. Or your bodyguard for your camera. But they're going to need him to save the offense a handful of times in the game so Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, doesn't mess things up so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And my question, and then he will go. We've heard about it's a stat. I mean, Andy Reid is 7-0 against Big Fangio. He's best on best, 2 of the best brains ever, offensively and defensively. That 7-0, it's about the X's and O's or the Jimmys and Joes. Does Andy has like a feel for the Fangio scheme, or it's about the dudes out there?
I like that. I like you stealing my phrase, right?
I told you.
Is it the X's and O's, or is it the Jimmys and the Joes?
I didn't lie to you.
Right. This is one where their Jimmys and their Joes, the Eagles, like you have heard me say, are the most talented team in football. But this is also one where Vic Fangio needs to see Jameis. Needs to change up a little bit. I'm not saying reinvent the defense. People just don't.
I don't know. I have to.
I'm not saying just reinvent the defense, but I'm saying take a few different chances every now and then. Because if you play the same defense and are very predictable, Mahomes is going to go, oh, it's this, and it's just going to be boom, 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 and it'll be too easy. So he's got to just change up a little. Yeah.
Like not playing that much zone, you said.
Yes, got to play man coverage.
And they have the people.
They have the people. If they play too much zone, Mahomes is too smart, Andy Reid's too smart. They'll come up with plays to spread the zone out and find ways to complete passes. If they play man-to-man, that'll maybe make Mahomes pat the ball, and then the really great pass rush of the Eagles have a chance to get there too and disrupt them.
One of my questions was like that. I think also that the Eagles have to play more man-to-man. Do you think Cooper DeJean can stand with Travis Kelce man-to-man, or do you think he is a man, or
I know. I wonder who is it going to
put
be.
on? Yeah.
Right. I mean, Cooper DeJean, I do think he could, right? Is he big enough is going to be the question, right? Because Cooper DeJean will be fast enough to go with him. But now when they're bumping down the field and Travis Kelce's a natural big guy, when he does this to you, like people go like, whoa, right? He's like that. I would think it's either going to be him or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah,
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is definitely a little bigger than Cooper DeJean. He's strong. He's physical. And I could see him being the guy that matches up with
I
Travis
loved
Kelce.
Cooper going out of Iowa, and I think he's really, really smart. So maybe he's not big enough, but he's smart, so he can anticipate what Travis is doing. Also, Travis is so experienced that maybe he has the upper hand, but I think Cooper Dean can stand with him man on man.
He can. Cooper DeJean can hang with anybody almost mano a mano. And I'll be interested to see when they do play man to man, like we talked about, who takes who. That'll be a very important thing because, we know Xavier Worthy's really fast. Kelce, big, shifty, smart, does all of that. And then one of the other keys to me for the Chiefs in the game is who's the other guy? They're going to be on Kelce.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to be ready for that. I know Xavier Worthy will get the ball a few times, but they need somebody else, the Chiefs, to have a big game. And that's where I think maybe it could be a Hollywood Brown game. This could be the game where he has a big.
Pops up
and he usually does. Exactly right.
The last question is not about the actual game, but yesterday when we watched you do your thing live, a guy asked you about the kickoff return and that stuff. And listening to your podcast, I've always wanted to ask you a question about Devin Hester. What good Devin Hester would be in our era? And let's go to an imagined scenario with the rules that he excelled in the kickoff, but with the new dimension of the offensive coordinator, like the motions. He wasn't even involved in the passing game in this time and era. What would Devin Hester be?
Like a weapon, right? Because I think that's what you're saying. The NFL now has learned how to use people like him. Reverses and handoffs, and hey, let's just put him a tailback and toss him the ball. He's fast, right? Let me design a few pass plays because he can just run by everybody deep, and let's throw a bomb and boom, touchdown, right? So I think he would be lesser of a kick returner in today's NFL, but yes, I think he'd be more of a weapon in the NFL than ever before. Who was Tyreek Hill was kind of like that when he got in the NFL.
Right.
Nobody was like, oh, he's such a great receiver.
Maybe more
right, right, exactly. But his route running, people were like, he doesn't really run routes that well, but he's gotten better as his time gone by. And they were just like, wait, he's fast. Let's just get him on the field, and then we'll get better at the other stuff. And Devin Hester never got that opportunity. Yeah.
Chris, I listen to you every fucking day. And
every fucking day.
Awesome,
I like
awesome.
it.
Thanks for being so nice. And then you were like here for me. Now meeting you in person, what I expected.
That.
So
Thanks,
you are the fucking man.
Thank you. I'll see you in Spain.
Make
sure you have some drinky, smoky. All right?
Not a big smoky guy, me, but drinking.
Okay, that's good. You don't have to smoke it. It's all right. We won't peer pressure you.
You're the man, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back here with another member of the NBC Sports crew, the great Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. Nice to have you here, Mike.
Great to be with you, and it was great spending time with you guys last night. Great to see you this week. I'm glad you guys are here, and I hope you're enjoying the entire Super Bowl experience.
Absolutely. This is a highlight, I told you, and having you on our show, it's like, a dream come true. A quick one.
You need to dream higher.
I was expecting that line from you. That's why I said that. I wanted some blow from Florio. Mike, what's your key to the game? 2 or 3 keys this Sunday?
Well, I think one is going to be for the Chiefs defense finding a way to slow down Saquon Barkley and not have the long runs that will break the back of the Chiefs. For the Chiefs offense, it's going to be figuring out how to neutralize Jalen Carter, the Eagles defensive tackle, who can create havoc. And one of the things I think they might do, they tell us they expect to keep Joe Thuney at left tackle. I wouldn't be surprised if they kick him into left guard and maybe go with DJ Humphries or Wanya Morris at left tackle, put Mike Caliendo on the bench, and then let Thuney handle Jalen Carter. That's number 2. And then number 3, which of the 2 quarterbacks is going to make the big play in the big spot? When you feel the pressure, when you feel the moment, the Chiefs don't feel the pressure. Will the Eagles feel it? They embrace it and they love it and they live in it. And Jalen Hurts still remembers losing 2 years ago, obviously, but Patrick Mahomes is still tormented by losing to Tom Brady 4 years ago. I just feel like when you consider how close they are to this pinnacle, no one that's won 2 in a row ever got back to what would be the 3rd. There's 60 minutes of football, and maybe more if they go to overtime again, away from becoming the unprecedented 3-time Super Bowl champions. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to be denied. I don't think it's in his DNA to be denied. There's been nothing we've seen in his entire NFL career that suggests he's going to blow this moment. And I think when it's time for, buttholes to pucker and people to get nervous, I think that it's going to be more likely that the Eagles do and the Chiefs don't.
You name it, the possibility 60 minutes away or a little bit more from this three-peat. Something that seemed impossible to do. This is our first Super Bowl. As we told you yesterday, you've been around the game your entire life and you've covered a bunch of big games and Super Bowls. So let me ask you, we are so vast with everything and we want the biggest game possible. And I've been saying that this is the most important, the most transcendent game in the NFL since the day the Patriots had the chance to go unbeaten and go 19-0. I think I'm onto something. Do you agree with your past experience, or are we a little bit spoiled by it being the first time we're here?
I think that, and I haven't thought of it in those terms, but this is the first Super Bowl where something more than just winning the game is on the line. Beyond winning 2 in a row, because the Patriots did that. It had been done before. This is the first time since Super Bowl 42 that we actually have, yes, history is on the line, whether it's 19-0, whether it's 3 in a row. And there was one point where, until they lost to the Bills, I'm thinking they could be doing both. They could be doing 19-0, now 20-0.
The most consecutive.
And 3 in a row.
And the most consecutive
and they had
wins.
along the way the most consecutive wins. That Bills game, but for that, who knows what they'd be right now. They probably would have tried to win Week 18 against the Broncos, and when they try to win, they've only lost one game that they wanted to win since Christmas Day of 2023, which is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My question, Mike, is there are 2 players, I think, in this game, both young stars, that maybe are in the top 5, top 3 in their position, that we have been saying it a lot, but people, I think, don't give them credit enough. Do you think Jalen Carter is a top 3 defensive tackle in the NFL and Trent McDuffie is a top 3 cornerback in the NFL or not?
Yes and yes, and I think both of them are on my All-Pro team, first team All-Pro, but it's been 4 weeks since we did the vote, so who the hell remembers? But yeah, I think they both are, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how the Chiefs deploy McDuffie against the Eagles receivers on Sunday. Would you, and we talked about this at our show last night, would you put McDuffie on Devontae Smith and double A.J. Brown?
Yeah.
Do you put McDuffie on A.J. Brown and double Devontae Smith? Do you flip around and just kind of randomly shade one way or the other? But how they use McDuffie is going to be key because he is one of the best corners in the game.
Yeah, and the last one is simple. Plain and simple, do you trust Jalen Hurts or not?
Oh, I trust Jalen Hurts. I think the question is, and Chris talks about this, when he sees the defense and he thinks he believes that something specific is going to come, will he recognize that he's in a bad play and get to a good play? Will he make a mistake? How will the execution be? I just think that, football games come down to 4 or 5 plays. Who wins those plays? And they get more important as the game goes on. And there's going to be a play, and we're all going to know when it's coming. This is the play of the game. Who's going to make that play? And I trust Patrick Mahomes over anyone currently in the NFL to make that play, except maybe Joe Burrow. Patrick Mahomes has lost to 2 quarterbacks in the postseason, Tom Brady twice and Joe Burrow once. Yeah. But Burrow's not in this one, and I'm going to pick Mahomes. This isn't a slight against Hurts. I just know when the time comes, Mahomes has shown he can do it, and Mahomes, I'm loopy. We've been here so long. I haven't had any cerveza yet.
This is like the day in your garage when you thought you were dying.
Thank you for reminding me. I thought I was having a heart attack. You really do watch the show. I do not talk to you. Man, you could make some money with this knowledge that you've accumulated over the years. But anyway, it's not a slight against Jalen Hurts. I just trust Patrick Mahomes completely and totally, and that's why I think they're going to win. Sasquatch thinks that the Eagles are going to win. Our good friend Sasquatch over there, I think that the Chiefs are going to win.
Me too, and we have to make our picks yet. Mike, thanks for everything you've done with for us this weekend.
It's been great to see you. We're always good to make new friends.
Absolutely, and this channel is named Playmakers, and you are the author of Playmakers, so thank you very much, Mike.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mike, it's been awesome.
All right,
Okay,
thank you.
Have a nice
Great seeing
week.
you guys.
Good work, and I hope we see each other
Maybe
again.
we'll be around.